Oh, Houston, I'm Elizabeth Liz Miranda, your bilingual realtor with Miranda Properties, and welcome to our show, Casa y Vida Houston. And as always, we want to get started by thanking our sponsors. Our first sponsor is Susie Condelopoulos. She has been our sponsor since the very beginning of the show, so we certainly want to thank her. Susie is a loan officer, so if you're looking to get pre-approved for a home loan or get refinanced, give her a call. Her number is 281-250-2696, and she is bilingual, so she certainly can help you in Spanish as well. Our next sponsor is Texas Low Cost Insurance Agency. They specialize in homeowners insurance and also, of course, flood insurance. So give them a call, or even auto insurance, whatever you need, but they do specialize in homeowners. Give them a call. They can help you. It doesn't matter what side of Houston you live in. Their number is 281-941-2863. And we want to go ahead and move forward. And today I have as my guest, one of my guests is Jose Diaz, Jose Manuel Diaz. Welcome, Jose.
Thank you for having me. It's always good to be here.
Yes, well, Jose is actually going to be on two segments with us. So I'm having him right now, and then we're also going to talk to him a little bit more coming up about the organization that he's with. But Jose was actually my first co-host that I had on this show, so I want to certainly, talk to him about that. Certainly thank him for being our co-host and joining us again today. So thank you, Jose.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure being here.
Yes, well, we're actually going to this is our last show for the year. We're not going to be having a show in December. We're taking a little bit of break. We're not leaving. We're just not going to be doing a show in December because we need a little bit of a break. So, Jose, as you know, sometimes you need a break. You were there with me from the very beginning, from our first show. What do you think? How was the experience for you?
It was great, and even though I'm not on it, it's great to see how the show has evolved. The changes. I've been enjoying the guests you've had. The different programs, highlighting the different things that are going on in the community, from whether some of the cultural aspects as like plays to some of the different organizations and people that are doing things in the community. So it's been really great to hear about all those things. It's good to get the information out there to the community.
Yeah, and I think that we've learned, because even though you haven't been our co-host, you've been on the show a few times also as a guest.
Right.
Because you're always involved out in the community, always doing different things, and so that's certainly helped us a lot. But we certainly have grown a lot. But one of the things is that, I think that sometimes people don't realize how, that it is a little bit difficult to put on a show. It's not that easy, because sometimes one of the things is, of course, we have to come up with guests. So we can't just I guess we could just talk, ourselves, right? But it's certainly more interesting when we have guests. So sometimes it's kind of hard because you've got to get guests. And one of our problems has been, as far as guests, is that sometimes we want to have enough guests, so we invite people, but sometimes we don't know if one or two or three people are going to respond, and so sometimes we're hesitant to ask too many people, because in case somebody does say yes, and then we've got to tell them no. So sometimes you can have too many guests and sometimes not enough. But and then of course you've got to fit in with people's schedules. Now, one of the things that we've not really had much problems with is with no-shows. I don't think we've really had that. I know some people have that, they encounter that sometimes their guests don't show up, but we've been very fortunate that our guests do show up, and we always have enough people. But tell me, Jose, what has been, looking back, what has been some of the best shows that you've had or that you've enjoyed?
Some of the best shows,
well, let's start with the ones that you've interviewed, because you interviewed some people.
Yeah, I interviewed the guys from Grupo Indigo when they were. I'm trying to. It was such a long time ago because it was the beginning.
Right. They were with the Flas Novelas.
Yes, they were promoting their Flas Novelas. That one's always good. That one's the novellas are actually entertaining and very educational. They were great guests. In addition to that, one of the other interviews that I enjoyed was Jose Velez with the Bankworks program to tell the community about those events that they have, the classes to be a bank teller.
That's true. I totally forgot about those people. I mean, I didn't forget about you, but I totally forgot about, we've really done so many. We started in March. So I'm thinking we've done close to 30 shows, which is a lot. It's a lot. And when we started off, we were doing 10-minute segments. Remember, like 10 minutes interview,
Right.
10-minute interviews, I think. And now we do 15 minutes per guest. We do 15 minutes, and we've had some guests that we've had them on for the whole 30 minutes. Our show is actually 50 minutes, but usually, we have, the co-host and I will talk, and then we have our guests, but we've had some on for 30 minutes because we've got some people that have a lot of information to share. Now, of course, I enjoyed every guest that we've had, but one of the ones, I have to admit that the more recent ones that I've had, maybe because they're recent and they stay in my mind, is why they're some of my favorites, or certainly the one that we had with ORALE, where she was with the UROL girl,
Right.
which is, she has a nonprofit for females. Males or females, but I know she started off with females that are in wheelchairs. They're wheelchair bound, and I know that was certainly something that I really enjoyed, getting the information out there. And then also, of course, Navidad en el Barrio. I've known Izzy and Martha with Navidad en el Barrio for years, but I even truly did not know how much they do for the community and how much they do for children, that I was just surprised myself. So I'd have to say that what I really, really like about doing this show is how much information we're putting out there, but also how much I'm learning myself.
Right, I agree.
So we're going to go ahead and go to a break right now, and we will be right back with Sonia, and also back with Jose. Well, welcome back to Casa y Vida Houston, and we are joined now by Sonia Rivera. Sonia.
Hi, Liz. How are you? How was your Thanksgiving?
It was great. It was a lot of food. I always tell myself I'm not going to eat, but every year is like I forget how much I love. I love stuffing.
Yeah.
I love all the bad stuff, the stuffing, the potatoes, just all the bad stuff.
All the bread and the rolls.
Yes. Well, fortunately, we didn't have bread. We thought one person was going to bring the bread, and they didn't bring the bread. They didn't bring any bread, so that was actually a good thing that we didn't have any bread.
Yeah.
So we were able to eat more regular food.
Well, I try to justify my eating because I eat like little portions at a time, but I guess it's still overeating if you do it like 20 times, right?
Yeah, and then of course you eat for several days. I definitely ate turkey and stuffing and everything else for the whole weekend, and then of course I hosted it at my house, so I had a lot of leftovers.
Yeah. Did all of your family come in, or?
We had quite a few. Well, not quite a few. I'd say 3 of my sisters, and I think that it's one of the things that we kind of noticed and we kind of talked about, that our family is getting bigger, but as our kids have gotten married, they're going with their spouses' families instead of some of them, or they choose to do their own thing, and so it's kind of like our Thanksgivings are getting smaller.
Really?
But, yes, but hey, it's still good for those of us that enjoy getting together.
Yeah, that's really interesting because I was actually surprised at how large our Thanksgiving was, and there are 6 of us, my mother and 6 of us, and actually only 4 of my through my 3 brothers and I were there, but and everybody, I have 2 children, my brother has 4, so everybody doesn't have a lot of children, but it just got, this year they're all older, so they brought their significant others, and then others are having children, so there's like 4 or 5 generations of kids there. So
well, that's
really
good.
cool.
I think that's good. As families
nice.
Grow, either the events get bigger. I think for a while ours got a lot bigger, and then now they're starting to get smaller as people are starting to do their own thing.
Yeah.
Yes. But we want to go ahead and move on and talk to Jose Diaz again. He joined me for the first part of the show, but he is also here to talk about an organization that he's with, so Jose, tell us about this organization. It is called ORALE, right?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about the organization
Okay.
first.
So ORALE, and what it stands for, is Organizers Redefining Activism Through Leadership and Education. And so we have a couple of programs. It actually started just kind of by accident. It was not by accident. It was just a community project that's just gotten bigger and bigger as it's grown. So it's like today, I'm talking about our Holiday Hopes program. So what our Holiday Hopes program is, we're looking for sponsors for kids for the Christmas holidays. We do a big event for the children at a school called Las Americas Newcomer School, and all the kids there, this is their first year in the country. and there are kids from all over the world. There's 29 different languages spoken there, so you have kids from like different countries, like the Congo, from Nepal, and you also have a lot of the kids that have some of the unaccompanied minors from Central America. So there's a great need, because I mean, realistically, it doesn't matter where you come from. If it's your first year in this country, like you're starting from scratch. So a lot of these kids, they don't have their basic needs. I mean, when you look at the list, sometimes you'll see the kids need like pillows or blankets and things like that. And that's really why we started this, because we saw how great the need was. And there's great programs out there like Navidad en el Barrio. That's one of my favorite programs. I know Izzy and Martha well. And but they can only do so many kids per school. And this is a whole school in need.
Yeah, I mean, it's just amazing. That's one of the things that I have found, again, doing this show, is the need that's out there. It's just incredible. But also, of course, it's amazing how many organizations are doing things. And so it's just, this is certainly the time to, for anyone that's out there that's looking to give, certainly the time to get involved. But I do want to ask you, tell us about the kids. What age range are we talking about, or grades?
So it's a newcomer school. They're from grades 4 all the way up to 8. So some of these are some of the older kids that again get overlooked. I think we cut off kids on a lot of the programs at about 10, 11 years old, but they're still 12 and 13-year-olds, especially when they're from other parts of the world that are in need or really get a kick out of getting something for Christmas, or aren't expecting anything. They know. In their head already, they know they're not going to have anything under the tree, if they even have a tree.
Now, Jose, do they all, pretty much celebrate Christmas? Is Christmas a holiday that is that a universal holiday where everyone is pretty much?
So, Christmas isn't necessarily, they're not all Christian. They're from different faiths. However, the way it plays into this school, because they're newcomers, is kind of it's about assimilation, about culture, because here in the United States, Christmas isn't celebrated as necessarily as of a religious holiday in some households. So it's just kind of, it's been a little bit more broader. So it's part of the assimilation for sure.
Yeah.
It's probably experiencing what Americans do, right? Experiencing some of our traditions. Yeah, sure.
Well, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, but it's also an opportunity for for us to help them.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and you also learn a lot about them, because I know I've been to that school before, and the children do so many different things. They do have like Kwanzaa and other celebrations that they do celebrate. So it's really cool. It's a really cool experience to share our culture with them, and also to learn about their culture. I know in speaking to the kids, I used to always ask them, what they did around the holidays and what holidays do they celebrate. So it's I think to me it was a really rewarding experience, equally for me, to learn about other cultures and see what they're doing.
Yeah, and tell us about their needs. First of all, how does it work?
Okay. So for those that are interested in sponsoring, they can reach out through us through like Facebook or email. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/ORALE or on email, it's oraleholidayhopes@gmail.com. And when they reach out to us letting us know they'd like to sponsor a kid, I will send them a list with the kid's first name, a tracking number, the kid's first name, if they're male or female, where they're from, a list of their needs, and a list of their interests. My basic ask, what I ask for sponsors, is 2 needs and a want. Because they do need things, so I do want to make sure at least 2 of their needs are getting met. But the want is because they should have something fun too. I want this to be exciting for them. So if you get all, you know how it is when kids, you get all clothes, like,
As much as they need it, it's still Christmas. And so, give us an idea what some of these needs that you've seen. Do they make a list of what they need?
They do.
Or what they want? How does that work?
The school has a wraparound specialist as well as a social worker, and so they do kind of an assessment on the families. They have an idea. We've had kids that don't have beds, pillows, blankets, dishes.
Wow.
Like I said, basic needs, things that we take for granted, things that we don't think of. And I mean, when I say wants, these aren't kids asking for Xboxes and iPads. Soccer balls. There's universal language at that school. Like I said, there's 29 different languages spoken. Soccer. That's what they all have in common. They love soccer.
That's
the most
good.
popular kid is the one with the soccer ball. So I mean, a lot of them want the soccer ball, shin guards. Shin guards are really asked for a lot. So I mean, things like that. I mean, they're not asking for extravagant things, and they're very happy with what they receive.
I think it's harder to also think about the needs of the older kids, right? The middle schoolers, because I know quite often the older kids get left out because it's so much easier to buy for a smaller child. Do you find that at your school?
Not really in this program, because, like I said, they're all new to the school, to the country, and so a lot of the interests are similar across the board. But their needs, I mean, one thing is, a lot of them come from, I mean, if you're thinking Africa, or if you're thinking the parts of Asia they come from, or even Central America, these are tropical, warmer places. They don't have jackets.
Oh, yeah.
Like, jackets are a big thing, because, I mean, they're not ready for the winter here.
Mm-hmm. But I guess what Sonia was referring to is that a lot of times the kids get more things, and a lot of organizations, like you're saying, they tend to forget about the middle. The ones that are already over 11, over 12 years old. We tend to forget that they're children, and that they still have needs, and they want gifts also.
Yeah.
So that's excellent that you include them also. Now, what kind of money would you estimate that it takes for someone to be able to be a sponsor of a child?
I mean, it depends. It doesn't. It's not much. Say you're going to sponsor one child. I mean, you could do it with as little as $50 if you're a really good shopper. I mean, that's how we used to do it when we first started. I mean, obviously, the time's gone by. Inflation, prices have gone up. So I would estimate now maybe about $75 to $100 for a child. But like, I have people that'll do 2 or 3, and so if you're doing 2 or 3, then that cost per child actually goes down, because you're buying more things and you can get better deals.
And tell me again, how many children do you have right now that are on the list or that need a sponsor?
We're anticipating 250 children.
Oh, wow, that's a lot. And you're still in need of sponsors?
Yes,
definitely.
We definitely are. We've had a good call. We put out our call to action, and we've had a good response from the community, and that's one of the other things. This is not. I mean, say it's my organization. I founded it. However, this is a community-based effort. This is truly community. This is people helping people. I'm not funding it. I don't have them. I wish I had the money to fund this, but I don't. This is just truly people from the community helping other people in the community the way it should be.
Okay. And I would imagine you need people to sign up as soon as possible, right?
Yes.
So that you know how many sponsors you have. So give us your information again before we go to commercial, where they can contact you.
Okay, so they can contact me on Facebook at facebook.com/Orale Houston, or by email at oraleholidayhopes@gmail.com.
Okay, and then your phone number's on the screen. So there you go, guys. If you are looking to help someone during this holiday season, I mean, 250 children, definitely they need your help. So contact Jose as soon as possible. And thank you so much, Jose, for joining us and sharing your information. And we'll be right back, guys, after this commercial.
Thank you.
Well, welcome back to Casa y Vida Houston, and we are with our second guest. Her name is Teresa Gutierrez. Welcome, Teresa.
Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. And Teresa, well, first of all, we've known you for many years. You were with La Rosa, right? And so La Rosa is no longer operating,
Right,
correct?
it's not.
So tell us, first of all, how long were you with La Rosa? So people, I'm sure people want to wait, I know her from somewhere. You were with La Rosa. Tell us
Well,
about
I
it.
was with La Rosa since, I want to say 2006. I was a board member, and then I became an interim director, and then I became director. And so due to the economy and everything that, the hard times that all nonprofits had in 2009 through 2012, we had been up and down and up and down. And so I had to have a real job, and but being an advocate will never go away.
So
That
tell us
is
what
my
La Rosa.
passion.
So La Rosa was for what would you do?
La
there?
Rosa was an agency that assisted victims of domestic violence.
Right, and you're still doing that?
I'm still doing that.
What
As a matter
capacity?
of fact, yes. As a matter of fact, I've been an advocate. I still continue with all my classes. I'm part of AVDA, and it's a job that's never going to end.
And specifically, your focus was on Latino women, right? I know you
Yes.
helped everybody, but you also had workshops and resources in Spanish in Spanish for them.
And that still is my focus, because I think we're so underserved.
Sure.
Just being in court, you see the difference in the translations. These women are scared. There's not very many agencies that do help immigrant women, and they have it the worst.
And understand the cultural nuances. I mean, domestic violence is domestic violence, regardless of where you come from. But there is a certain level of fear when women are here, and they're maybe not necessarily from this country. So they're being, abused at home, but they're also, afraid of the system. So I would imagine it's really difficult.
Right.
And you're right, Sonia. It's a combination of not knowing the language, not knowing the system, and I think that these women have it worse because of the fact that they feel that they're hostage to these men, that they think they're going to get deported, and they don't know their rights. And that's why the need is so bad out there.
Right. I know that you're actually here for a different subject, but where can people, because I know that people may be out there still, they knew La Rosa really well. It was a very well-known program. So people that are still looking for you, and what resources can you share where do you send them now when you hear of the situation?
Well, depending on their situation, just last week I had a client whose sister was in Maine, and I referred her over to human trafficking because she was in a violent situation, but that was the real issue. So I found her a program for that. Sometimes I think my name is in the bathroom wall somewhere because I did a call and they said, Señora Tere, and it's like, how did you get my name? Una amiga de una amiga de una amiga,
Well, you're certainly the person that I think of when I think of someone who can help these people in this situation.
You did such wonderful work. It's such a shame that the funding dried up for that.
Yes.
Yeah, but I will continue to do the work. It's my passion, and so I will be there. They could always. My number, like I said, is on the bathroom wall, but you will see it posted here. And my
Yes,
email address.
so you can contact her if that's your situation.
And I can't.
So,
I'm sorry. I can't say thankfully there is so much more attention to human trafficking. So I think with the attention on human trafficking, that there's much more attention also going to the awareness, to increase the awareness for domestic violence.
Yes, absolutely.
And
So
we
tell
need
us
to
about this other program that it's called Adoptive Family. Tell us about this program.
Well, I've been doing Adoptive Family for over 10 years. It was an event that I started at La Rosa. I remember when I was in the corporate where I would write a check and I would, donate to a child or donate to a family or donate to an agency, but I never knew where my money was going. So then when I was at La Rosa, I thought, I knew the people, I see their faces every day, and I know their needs. I went to their homes, their apartments, and visit them, and they had nothing in the apartments, but a mattress on the floor. And so I felt that if I found a sponsor for these families, not just for the one child, but for these families, that this sponsor can form a relationship with this family and maybe be a mentor, be a role model, which I have had over the 10-year plus period, that I have had people that have had relationships with some of these families they've adopted. So the program consists of me finding a family, and where else to go but to the schools. The counselors know who needs help. They know who is sleeping on the floor. So I contacted 4 sponsors from local elementaries near the venue place, and they've given me each 5 families that I visited, and I know they need the help. I interview the families, myself, and volunteers. We find their needs, their clothes size, their shoe size, and then I find a sponsor to adopt this family. I've had sponsors buy them mattresses, furniture, even if it's used. I had a sponsor that gave a scholarship from the rodeo to one of the members of the family that she knew she couldn't go to school, and he gave her this scholarship.
Wow.
I had a contractor that built a ramp for a family that had 2 children in wheelchairs. So I know Christmas is about getting the kids toys, but it's more than that. It's about what do these families really need? You know, they need pots and pans. They need toilet paper. They need shampoo. You know, those things that we take for granted that people, you know. And this year we're focusing on single mothers, and single mothers, you know, we try to give to our kids before we buy. You know, we'll buy the $6.99 shoes, and we'll try to get the child our $19.99 shoes. You know, because we want to help. So that's who we're focusing on this year.
And I know also we've had other guests on the show, and you know, who have other wonderful programs, and I think that it's such a wonderful time. Well, for one, Christmas is my favorite time of the year, but I think it's the way it should be. You know, it's community people helping other people in the community, as Jose said earlier. You know, we need to come together and help each other, because some of us have been so blessed, and I have been a single mother, and I really remember those lean days. So I think that it motivates me even more to want to share more. And I love your program because I have seen the mentoring, and when you used to do the big lunches and the families met each other, and you know, and I have met families that were continue to be mentored. So it's just the whole package that you created in that program. It's just a really wonderful program.
Now, do you still do that? Do they still have is it still a luncheon that they meet with the mothers?
It's
So
going
how
to
does
be
that work?
on December the 9th between 1 and 3 at HCC campus off of 610 and 59, right off the West Loop. The campus has let us use their large auditorium, which is perfect because it has everything in there. And then these families come in, and the sponsors bring all of their gifts to them. We have food that's been donated. We have entertainment. We have a DJ. I get all the kids up on the stage. They love it. We have a Santa Claus and a clown and everything. And it's really quick between 1 and 3. And all the kids are seeing the gifts and stuff. But the moms, they're all crying. The sponsors are crying, you know, because you know that they really appreciate. And this is where you see our community, like Sonia said, at work, you know, giving back. You know, these people appreciate anything. You know, I also, like Sonia, was a single mom, and it's difficult. And then you feel the stress of the holidays coming, and where are you going to get the money to buy your kids something?
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. It's stressful as it is being a single mom again. Another one here for a single mom all my life. And then the added burden when the holidays are here.
Right.
Yes.
That's true. So we just want to help, and I think that, you know, the community can step up. You know, I've had sponsors that are very wealthy, you know, give, and I've had sponsors that have hardly any money give, but it's the thought of giving that these people appreciate, and
Yes.
coming and breaking bread with them and getting to know them.
And how many families do you have?
Currently, I have 25 families.
25.
I'm still in need of some sponsors. I have about 8 families waiting for
Okay,
sponsors. I just picked up 3 sponsors last night. So I'm on 24 hours. This is my I love this event. You know, I love Christmas. And so, you know, there's still time. There's still time. I gave a lot of the sponsors their information. They wanted that for Black Friday because they got a lot of bargains. But, you know, there's still a lot of bargains out there. You know, if you are a smart shopper, these things don't have to be new. I went to the Goodwill the other day just to check out their bikes. They have, you know, everybody's donating their children's stuff. They want to make room for new stuff. Another child will use that bike for years and years.
Good
you
point.
know?
Good point.
Yeah,
Good
so-
point. And the other thing I know with kids, they always say, you know, hide the toys because they don't appreciate it after a few months, right? So, you know, what's lovingly been taken care of by another child could easily be transferred to another
Yes.
one.
And these
Oh.
items were almost new. They've
Yeah.
been given away.
Yeah, so it sounds like you're in urgently need of
I
a
am.
few people. So give us your information, give us your phone number, please, where people can contact you.
It's 832-274-4994. Or you could reach me on my email, which is thegutis, THEGUTIZ, @AOL.com. I'm
Right.
also in need of volunteers because we have to serve food to these people during this event.
Okay, you can also they can find you on Facebook
On
as
Facebook.
Teresa Gutierrez, and or
also-
contact me if you can, but you should be able to find her.
Or you could go into Southwest Empowering Families Facebook page and get information there.
All right, okay, great. Well, thank you so much,
Thank you
Teresa,
for having me.
being here and for providing this information. And so, guys, there you know, of course, this show is recorded, so if you missed the phone number, you can go back and watch it again and get her information. All right, and we will be right back after this commercial. Welcome back to Casa y Vida Houston. So we are wanting to tell you about some events that are coming up. Let's see what we've got our calendar of events, so we can put that up. It's December, so there's a lot of stuff going on. We've got the Downtown Lantern and Lights. That started already, on the 24th, but it's going to continue all month long, so that looks pretty interesting. We've also got the Sugarland, or the Tamale Festival, which is this weekend. And then, Sonia, y'all got the NHPO elections?
We do have board elections on NHPO Houston, actually, because we have 4 local chapters. But NHPO Houston has their board elections on Tuesday, December Tuesday, December the 4th. And anybody who is a paid member in good standing is eligible to run for a board position.
Okay, great. And then we've got, of course, Sugarland has holiday lights. That's going to be all month long. So if you're interested in that, holiday shopalooza for realtors. This is a realtor event only that is being sponsored by Sylvia Guillen, Susie Condelopoulos, Claudia Arellano Mills, and Maria Segura. Great people. They are putting on this event for realtors. So if you're a realtor, you want to attend that, and they're going to have like different vendors so you can do some holiday shopping. And then lastly, we've got we've got Buena Conmigo Loteria exhibition and game night that you can see, and then also the Christmas boat parade. So just some interesting stuff going on, for the rest of the year. Now, one of the things is that, of course, as I mentioned when we first started the show, this is our last show for the year. We are going to take off December because we need a little bit of a break, right? But we're not disappearing. We'll be back in 2019. Can you believe we're 2019 already, talking about the new year? I can't believe it.
I know, it's just gone by super fast, and it seems like the older we get, the faster it goes. I don't know how that works.
Right, I don't know how that works. But one of the things is, as I was talking with Jose, that it's a lot of work putting on a show. Sometimes people don't realize it, right, Sonia?
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. And in addition to doing the show, we also did a little bit of live streaming. We didn't do a lot. We did our looking for the best margarita in Houston, right?
Right, that was fun.
It was a lot of fun. So what Sonia and I did is we went around to different restaurants and we tasted different margaritas, searching for the best one. So we sacrificed ourselves to do that.
Yeah, it took one for the team.
And we had not announced who our winner was, so we want to do that right now. We went to several places, and they're all good margaritas. We've actually found some really good margaritas.
Yeah.
And to my surprise, I was really surprised the one that we came up with the winner. So let's see. Let's put it on the
Drum
screen.
roll.
Yay, drum roll! And we voted the best margarita was Don Iraqui's margarita. They have the best margarita in our opinion this year. And the reason for that, and again, they're not telling us, they don't even know we were there. But the reason for this is because their margarita was strong. You always want a strong margarita if you're drinking a margarita, right? But you wanted to have a good taste. And I'll be honest with you, I actually frequent Don Iraqui's, pretty regularly because I live in that side of town, but I never have their margaritas.
Really?
I usually have a beer.
Oh, wow.
I don't have their margaritas. But actually, one of my friends and customer, or client, I should say, Lupe Pruneda. Hi, Lupe, if you're watching. She suggested that I have the margaritas there, which, by the way, congratulations, because she's fixing to get into a new house before the end of the year. Yay. But she suggested we go to Don Iraqui's. We did. To my surprise, it was the best margarita because not only was it strong, but it had the best flavor.
Yeah, I really enjoy their margaritas, actually. I try to drag everybody there every chance that I get.
Yeah, so we'll be at it next year to see who we think is the best margarita for next year. But like I said, again, we will not have a show for December. This will be our last show for the year. But you can find us on our page, Casa y Vida Houston. We will be active. If you need to get a hold of me, of course, there's my phone number on the screen and my email address. And then Sonia's information also. You can always contact her for anything. But trust me, we will be active on our page. We'll find something to do, and hopefully we'll do a little bit of live streaming.
It's been such a pleasure doing the show with you this year.
Thank you, Sonia.
And we will, like I said, like Liz said, be live streaming. So continue watching us and send us your ideas for shows and topics, recipes, what you're doing for the holidays. We'd love to see what everybody's up to.
All right. Thank you so much for watching our show.